All right, we're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're so back.
Nobody missed us. Nobody is alive. Nobody is
No.
watching.
There's nobody watching, but we're so back. Okay. This
For a
is
moment, though, it was so Jover.
what I was trying to say. I like how Fortnite killed us. We were conspiracy. We were
He's too
conspiracy.
dangerous to
We
be
were
left
theorizing.
alive.
We were theorizing about Godzilla and Godzilla. So this is Godzilla stream part 2. We'll definitely somehow. I won't edit it. I'll just make it.
Most of the first half was like the first
Was-
20 minutes weren't even about Godzilla.
Don't worry, we'll fix that in this now. Okay, I don't know what happened, but apparently what happened is that I started talking about Fortnite, and all of a sudden it just dies. But
Bro showed up, did nothing for 20 minutes, start talking about Godzilla on Fortnite for 5 seconds, die.
anyways,
Alright, so there's rumors.
there's rumors that
floating around
Godzilla will be
making
making
a
some sort of
appearance
guest appearance, maybe
in,
a Godzilla scare or something. I don't know.
or possibly showing up to take place in some sort of event. In Fortnite.
They have done giant
like
monsters
having
before.
like having Godzilla show up to battle or the giant statue.
Right. But so yeah, there's some of that going on. What I also wanted to talk about is that there are other video games that are like Godzilla or this Godzilla, burning Godzilla, this Godzilla, that Godzilla.
Hey, yeah, Dave the Diver. There's a Godzilla DLC showing up later this year for Dave the Diver. But not only will Godzilla be showing up in his heartburn state, but Ebra, the giant,
finally.
Ebra, the giant sea lobster, which no one has seen since
What?
Godzilla Final War.
We need to have Ebra back in Godzilla, and we need to have him into like.
He showed up in Godzilla Final Wars, but he hasn't been seen since then.
But like, here's the thing though: we need to have him in more content, in modern content. I would like to see him like to have him either a legendary version of him, or one of those YouTube clips that they've been doing that was anniversary weird mini films.
Those anniversary films happening over
or whatever they're called. The Toho mini films.
Toho mini features
of Godzilla. I would like to see what he would look like in that. I would like to see what he would look like. I would like to see if they were to make
I think a
Godzilla minus
I think
one.
the next one they're gonna do is Jet Jaguar and Godzilla versus King Ghidorah. How that last mini feature ended.
I feel like though if they're going to do a Godzilla minus one film, bring back Ebra.
They're probably gonna bring back Anguirus because
Godzilla
he was first.
Anguirus minus one. I don't know. They could change it up though and have the lobster.
Ebra didn't appear until Godzilla versus the Sea Monster.
That's a weird ass title.
Ebra was.
It's probably the American version of the title.
No, it was from the Showa era. It was literally called Godzilla versus the Sea Monster. Now the Sea Monster's name was Ebra.
Wait, what if they did a Godzilla minus? What if the second one actually just jumps ahead and does a Godzilla minus Gigan? Surprises.
Well, if it's Godzilla minus Gigan,
then they're divorced.
It's minus Gigan, so Gigan's excluded from the film.
No, I was going off the idea of the title or playing around with it. What would the next title be called? Godzilla minus Anguirus? That would actually be cool because like a minus sign is like subtraction.
Well, I don't think...
Instead of doing a versus like a V, the minus sign. also works.
It probably wouldn't be Godzilla minus Anguirus.
Or Anguirus minus Godzilla.
No, because well, I mean, yes, the title for Godzilla minus one is Godzilla minus one. So they'll
Right.
probably do something like Godzilla one Anguirus or something like that.
Minus 2.
minus two. It'll probably be minus two for all we know. But, I mean,
Godzilla and Gearus minus 2.
right.
Or minus 1. Oh, I don't know.
But focusing on minus one for a
Plan
minute
B.
now. I will say this much. When we first went to see Godzilla minus one in theaters
I was
in America, the day it showed in theaters, we were literally the first to go there during its release day in December. Yeah,
I was generally scared.
Raven
I'm not
here.
gonna lie.
Raven here was genuinely like bucking up and down in his seat, and he was screaming the entire.
I was
film.
not screaming during the time.
He
so.
kept going, "Ah!" or "Oh."
Okay, I yelled.
I was sitting right next to you while we were watching this damn movie in the theater, and every 5
That was
minutes,
the quietest
every
time I've been
5
in a film.
minutes, Godzilla appeared on screen.
I was like, no.
This dude was jumping out of his seat or holding onto a chair and rocking back and forth like this. Or
I was terrified.
when Godzilla soared,
the train scene,
when the Godzillasaurus first showed up on the island.
Okay, that was a scary scene.
I
wanted to talk about that.
That was terrifying.
I do.
Let's focus on that for the moment. That was Godzilla pre-atomic bomb, pre-radiation. So that
radiation.
That was Godzillasaurus, which was kind of a nod to Godzilla versus King Ghidorah, how they showed Godzilla in the past, how he was originally a dinosaur.
I really liked it.
At the beginning of Godzilla minus one, we are introduced to Godzillasaurus, which is supposedly some sort of deity worshipped by the locals on the island.
The deity?
Apparently, the Godzilla.
I forgot about that part.
Yeah. When the Godzillasaurus is like stomping around looking for survivors, in that encampment, that military outpost that night, one of the soldiers says, I think I know what that is. The locals worship it as some sort of island god. They call it Godzilla. But that was its pre-irradiated state. But that's how they learn of the creature's existence, that it's supposedly some sort of local island deity that is worshipped as Godzilla. It shreds all the men at that outpost, except for, of course, our main character and one other survivor.
Did it breathe fire?
No.
SSC?
This was pre-radiation, so this was before he was hit by the atomic bomb that gave him his powers. So the Godzillasaurus, he didn't even need the atomic breath, even if he had it beforehand.
It was probably a lot easier to kill than back then.
Yeah, he just swiped everyone and just
imagine
killed everyone, left them for dead. Only 2 survivors of that event.
Imagine the what if scenario. if had the guy with the gun, or not the guy with the gun,
if the main character
had fired the Gatling gun, what would have happened?
Well, according to the guy who told him to fire, it should have theoretically ripped through the Godzillasaurus' skin because no standard weapons were working. But the weapon mounted on the airplane was not a standard military weapon, so it should have, in theory, done damage.
So
I don't know what the exact weapon was called, but in theory, it should have.
What's that called? A Gatling gun?
No,
No,
a
machine gun.
ga-
It's just a machine gun.
it's a type of rapid fire weapon, but
Let's just call it machine gun.
it's an anti-infantry weapon. but
Minigun.
No, those are the huge Gatling gun type weapons.
It
The
doesn't matter.
minigun-
Okay, we're
yeah.
not gun nerds. Tell us in the comments.
Yeah, in the comments below.
Correct us, please.
Yeah.
Or shut up.
But that particular type of weapon mounted on the airplane was, in theory, supposed to be able to bring or at least damage the Godzillasaurus.
Where did
Now, obviously, it wasn't going to do jack. But even then, the main character was too afraid to even try.
Do you say that out of his bias, Godzilla biasness, or do you?
No, because the Godzillasaurus is one so large, and one it has such a armored hide that while it may be damaged at first by the weaponry, you could just swing its tail in annoyance and destroy the plane. So even if they did damage it, they wouldn't do enough to make any lasting difference. That's why
I think it would have.
up.
I think it would have at least worked on him. Somehow.
Maybe if they aimed at his head, maybe shot his eyes, maybe. But we'll never know now.
No, but like if there was a what if scenario, someone would have to get creative and see what would happen.
I think.
But then a different monster would have appeared. Da, da, da.
Maybe it may be
in Gears.
I don't know. Based on what we know about the Godzillasaurus, in theory, they just said it would hurt it. They didn't say whether or not it would kill it. Well, maybe they did. It's been a while since we've seen the movie. It's been like a whole 7 or 8 months.
No, not 7 or 8 months.
Let's see, December, January.
When did we watch the movie?
We watched the movie December 1st when it came out.
Are you sure?
It came out December. Yeah, it came out in December. We watched in December. It's January, February, March, April,
May, June,
okay.
July,
Yeah, 6 months.
6 months?
6 months. I can never say anything ever.
6 months? Or whatever the guy's name was for the Venom movie. What was the guy's name for the Venom movie? The gray one.
How am I supposed to know?
You're the know-it-all.
I'm not gonna remember that. Jeez.
Well, okay. Anyways, 6 months. Stepping that aside. Yeah, you're right. It's been a while since we've seen the movie.
But supposedly
I have to watch it again for capitalism.
Supposedly,
I'll be right back.
Supposedly they said that.
Talk to the camera.
All right. Well, getting off track for that. So yeah, the movie basically starts off on a local island. A kamikaze pilot was supposed to rendezvous with his squad to raid Pearl Harbor, because of the suicide pilots. Their orders were to fly out there, die glorious death. So they were going to ram the ships and sink all the boats in the harbor. But one of those pilots, he chickened out. He valued his life. He couldn't bring himself to die with the rest of his squad. So he landed on one of the island bases and claimed that his engine stalled out and he couldn't make it the rest of the way.
But we're not going to critique the entire. We're not
I'm
going to
not.
review the entire movie.
I'm just talking about the basic premise of how Godzilla minus one started.
Yeah,
It is there that the main characters get his first look at the Godzillasaurus, and after that horrible night, the man's traumatized by Godzilla, and then the nuclear bombings. When America decides to test their shiny new hydrogen bombs across the North Pacific, one of them hits the island where the Godzillasaurus is sleeping, and he becomes irradiated with the powers of the atomic bomb.
now let's not over analyze every part of the movie. We now want to talk about the future of. No, wait, what were we talking about? Now we want to talk about Godzilla, Kong Empire, and Godzilla Legendary Verse all together.
Right. Well, I do know from sources, I heard about from one Dangerville,
Dangerville.
Clayton Fury. Both are excellent theorists in their own right. Goji Center. Also,
Let's not talk
good
about
theorist.
theories. Let's just talk about what you believe would be the future for.
Well,
Kong.
there's also confirmed news according to articles that have already been shared in both news, social medias, and other platforms. But yeah, there's already another Godzilla movie in the works. They don't know if Adam Wingard's going to be directing that one yet. Here's hoping he does. If he doesn't, well. But supposedly the main focus of this next Godzilla film is that they want to make Godzilla more of a main character for this film and make it just as emotional as Godzilla versus Destoroyah.
All right.
Now, I did watch a couple of theory videos earlier today. Prior to the stream we're doing, some theorists are thinking, based on novelization of Godzilla Kong the New Empire, that Godzilla is on his way to either becoming Space Godzilla or that there is an evil Godzilla
I do agree
lurking within the Hollow Earth somewhere that was banished or sealed away. That feeds on all the crystalline energy of the Hollow Earth and is rumored to be the MonsterVerse adaptation of Space Godzilla. Either that or our beloved legendary Godzilla is slowly evolving into the very creature he hates most.
I fear something else. I don't think he's becoming Space Godzilla or Hollow Earth Godzilla.
Crystal Godzilla.
The Meth Godzilla. I don't think. No, hold on. Okay. I think what's going to happen is he's going to end up becoming Burning Godzilla or Burning like Godzilla in a way because he's just consuming too much. He's building up too much of that radiation.
It is possible. I mean, if you look at how Tiamat evolved, she sat in an ice cave for many years trying to build up enough power to overthrow Godzilla. But Godzilla interrupted her slumber. She had undergone an evolution of her own because in the comics, the MonsterVerse comics, Tiamat looked completely different before that showdown in the movie.
I don't like how they just killed her off. It's just, to be honest, it just kind of feels.
A lot of people wish that Tiamat didn't die, but it was necessary. She was becoming a threat, and Godzilla needs.
She just sit there and just sat there.
Godzilla did invade her home and killed her But if you read the novelization, and if you watch some of the videos covering the movie, Tiamat wasn't just sitting there in her home. She was gathering power.
I gather power. But like that I don't like.
Godzilla is the top dog of the monsters, but not all of the kaiju were satisfied with that. They wanted to be the alpha. Tiamat was no exception. She is a destroyer class kaiju. She wanted to be the alpha.
But it wasn't. But the problem with that,
seed.
they didn't explain it in the film. There was no way to convey that in the film, and so they couldn't convey that in both the film and in the book. I don't think that was the well.
I don't think they were trying to make that the forefront of the film.
I feel like that's the problem. I feel like they were trying. I feel like that is a problem with that.
What they were trying to convey in the film was that Godzilla was defeating all these insubordinate monsters to make himself stronger and feed off of radiation, that he could prepare himself for a showdown with the Scar King and Shimo.
The problem with that, though, it feels like if you don't want to portray Godzilla as like an anti-hero, you don't have him killing off random monsters, right?
Well, they aren't just random. I mean, they've appeared in Godzilla media before.
Okay, so I understand. He started attacking, and he was like, I claim this human world. I claim this land is my own.
Well, in another one of the Godzilla comics, I believe it was Godzilla the Hunted, but Scylla was apparently ghosting Godzilla.
You're ghosting my calls.
No,
how dare you?
She was because she's faster than Godzilla. She was
not now.
She was evading Godzilla, and Godzilla was trying to make these calls and force the Titans back to where they belong, make sure that every Titan stays in their place. But Scylla was trying to make herself stronger. In the comic, she feasted on 3 separate nuclear power plants and absorbed all the power from there, and made sure that she ate and ran before Godzilla could make it there to catch up to her on time. And that's why by the time of Godzilla and Kong the New Empire, she looked completely different than
that
she did.
That would be so funny if like Godzilla
King of the Monsters. Because in Godzilla King of the Monsters, she was smaller and she had a darker coloration. But in the New Empire, she was bigger, her legs were longer, and she had a brighter coloration.
I think that's more of like the I feel like it's more like they got new equipment to mess around with.
No, that was a choice design.
Because like now Godzilla's mouth feels like it's designed slightly better than the previous films.
Yeah.
But that would be but what I wanted to say was that would be funny if like he gains the coloration of his scales due to killing off Tiamat. But it would have been funny if like he gained something from Scylla as well. Like he gains a spider silk or something.
No, he did.
What did he gain from Scylla?
He absorbed all the radiation that she had been feeding off of. Those 3 power plants she fed off of in the.
I feel like that's
in the comics. In the comic, The Hunted, he absorbed all the radiation leaking from her body after he killed her. So he stole that radiation, and then he stole Tiamat's radiation and went into her home to absorb all the solar radiation gathering there.
I personally don't like that. But
you're in the minority.
But it's fine. It's fine. It's if you want to go more towards the angle of like he's collecting new attributes from the different monsters. I feel like that would have been much cooler to have.
Yeah.
Although what would he
But
gain
then he
from
wouldn't
eating?
be Godzilla anymore.
But no, he'll be his own version of the Godzilla.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be the same Godzilla.
Well, he technically is no longer the same Godzilla because now he has blue. He has now magenta plates. So I mean,
But he still looks like Godzilla.
yeah, I
He
didn't say.
doesn't have any weird spider
I didn't
appendages
say he
going
has.
on.
Well, I didn't necessarily mean. I meant that. I meant like.
But he looks like a Godzilla.
He
You would
could have.
He's still recognizable as Godzilla.
He could have like spider sense. Well, not spider senses,
Now you're
but like.
trying to turn Godzilla into Spider-Man.
No.
Give him Ultra Instinct.
Spiderzilla. Spiderzilla. So, anyways, no. Back to like the idea here. No, but like I do feel like if you could like go deep into that, you could at least have that explain his long arms, maybe.
No.
The monster has long limbs, so therefore now Godzilla has like longer arms. His model looks much different.
That was more or less due to him working out, so to speak. Than his inspiration he got from Mechagodzilla. He needed longer reach.
He starts upgrading his own body. He's now the Iron Man. Oh gosh, I remember reading this one thread about I remember reading this one thread of Iron Man where like he gets like an upgrade every time he sees a problem. Every time we see a new problem in a new film, he gets an upgrade for that version of
Godzilla. Yes, Godzilla. Legendary Godzilla is always evolved. He's always evolving and adapting to whatever new threat comes his way.
Yeah, and I kind of like that.
With the Mudos, he introduced his fire breath, even though the Mudos were choking him with the EMP and preventing him from using the vast majority of his nuclear abilities.
Let's not mention old films. It's the old film. I will say has its moments that were great and still watchable. It's just. Well,
I mean,
it's just very boring. The first movie was very boring.
A lot of people would say that Godzilla 2014 is still their favorite because of its dark atmosphere.
Yeah, I know.
And Godzilla's badass entry onto the big screen, how he felt large.
You just needed to give him a few second chances, and then we finally got like a good 2 or 3 films out of that. What was the second film of Godzilla of the
King
legendary?
Of the legendary verse, I believe that was Kong Skull Island. But if the Godzilla, then that would be King of the Monsters.
Thank you.
You asked of legendary.
I actually feel bad that Kong doesn't have his own sequel. No, he has. Okay, you have Kong Skull Island, then you have Kong versus Godzilla.
Godzilla versus Kong.
Godzilla versus Kong.
He was you don't have the main character of that film.
But he's been a main character of both films, Godzilla versus Kong and Godzilla and Kong: The New Empire. He was basically the main character for that film.
And Godzilla was more on the side, but
he was the new film. He was most of the main.
For the new film in the works, Godzilla is going to be at the forefront. So don't worry, Godzilla fans.
Well, it feels like he was more of the antagonist. It feels like he was more of the antagonist of the first film, but then the sidekick of the second film of their second crossover film. Kong has yet to have an appropriate second.
I don't think he needs one.
I feel like
sure, maybe.
Kong.
Maybe they'll focus on a Kong standalone film in the future.
I would watch it.
Kong, Suko, Shimo, and the Kong tribe.
Kong and the Mystery of Skull Island, I guess, or something. Maybe they go back to Skull Island for some reason.
Skull Island was destroyed by the storm and Camazotz. Camazotz brought about the
Kong versus Camazotz.
That happened like That happened when the storm came to the island.
He defeated
Camazotz.
him?
Yes, he defeated
I don't
Camazotz.
remember that. It was not impactful.
It was in the comics.
Oh, if it was in the comics, then of course,
And at the
of course, I would know.
At the beginning of Godzilla versus Kong, he literally throws a tree spear at the facility wall, and the camera pans out to the side, to outside the facility, revealing that the facility and the surrounding environment are buried in a tropical storm. Well, not tropical storm, but a hurricane.
Return to the Skull Island. They did.
What
say
would they be
They
returning
did say
to?
that the Skull Island was important for some reason in Kong.
It was important.
What's the native tribe of the Skull Islands? What the Iwi, the Iwi bureaucrats. It was important. Now we can't make profit off it.
It's flooded over.
Yeah, but like still, the return to Skull Island would be kind of cool. Maybe
What would they be returning to?
maybe there's a problem on Skull Island. Maybe Camazotz had a child baby bat. Wait, was it bat? Camazotz was a bat, right?
Camazotz was a giant bat.
Yeah, where there's another Camazotz that's controlling the Skull Island, and he's even more powerful. And
Again, what would they be returning to?
They're scientists. The humans are scientists.
In Kong Skull Island was surrounded by that giant storm they flew through.
But one thing, they're scientists.
When Camazotz came to the island, he brought the storm inward,
The humans,
drowning most of the local land.
the humans that like to chase Kong around are scientists. I don't like the fact that they killed off the pilot guy. Frame one. They see a tree. They're talking around the tree and the bushes and whatnot, and then he gets eaten by a tree, and then we don't see any more of the horror factor. That's what I don't like about the film. They kind of don't have any more of the horror factor of survival.
They're not.
I know what they were going for, but like, I feel like they
could.
could have at least done some more. They could have killed off some more characters. They could have added a few more people to the crew. I mean, it feels heavily unguarded for 4 people.
In a movie that is centered around a Showa era action Godzilla movie, the main characters, obviously they're not gonna die.
I just feel like that they could have had. Well, no, it's not Showa era. It's in a modern era. He was making the film off and making it feel like it was a Showa era. But what I'm trying to say is that he could have made it
Something
more of a modern
Showa
feel to it,
style.
and then but still have the horror factors of adventuring. Adventuring new lands is still horrifying. Just saying. Just because you kill one guy off with a giant eating tree.
They were focusing on trying to
A
meat
eating
They were
tree.
trying
That's
to get
interesting. Hey, that could be the
It's a
next monster.
parasite.
Biolente, the meat eating tree.
parasitic.
maybe that is the next monster. Maybe we're overlooking this tree, this meat eating tree. Hey, think about it. Maybe we're overlooking this meat eating tree, and he becomes Biolente.
All right. Well, that's it for me.
No. Stay here. Okay. I'm gonna take it back to serious mode. Crank it back up to the serious mode.
You're getting too much into the ridiculous.
I still feel okay. No, if I still feel like that since they're scientists, going back to the fact that they're scientists that's chasing Kong down, they've been doing nothing but what? Solving problems. Right?
There are some problems that can't be solved.
They solved the problem with Mechagodzilla, and as much as I don't like the idea of like Mechagodzilla being set back by human technology.
No offense.
But well, it is human technology, but like the one downfall, though its kryptonite is the fact that its backup computers right here. We could easily just pour water on.
No offense, but
tequila,
even when they poured water on them,
tequila. Why?
Even when they poured all that liquid,
He still
into-
functioned, but
he
the
still
problem
functioned.
was
He just
it gave them enough time to like, you're
he
dead.
stuttered.
You're dead, Bozo.
He did give them time for Godzilla to fire at the axe.
Yeah.
Even still, that gave them a chance to be.
But they're scientists. They solve some of some of the problems that the monsters can't.
Yes,
like the
you
broken
can
arm,
solve problems.
even though it
You can
seems convenient.
solve problems like that, but you can't solve natural disasters.
But they're scientists. There's something.
They're scientists, so they
let
can
me-
mystically, magically control the weather.
Yes, and I'll explain that. No, hold on. Because of the fact
Get
that
real.
hold on. No, because of the
You are
fact
seriously
it's a sci-fi.
overestimating
It's a
their.
sci-fi. No, Stacy.
Yeah,
It's a
but the
sci-fi
hubris
film.
there, the
But
hubris.
listen, they're in a hollow world where the world itself is much different. They could still,
But that's as a result of the world, not
but
the
there's,
scientists.
but they could
They
explore.
were just there observing Kong interacting with the world.
If you let me finish, yeah.
I will not.
No. Listen, they could find, because it is a sci-fi setting, right? They could find something in the hollow universe or the hollow world, right? Find something that they have a gravity crystal they found, right? And you know, gravity, the weather, and whatnot. That they could use whatever they find in the hollow world. You look like you're zoned out and you're not paying attention to me.
I'm paying attention. I just.
But like,
everything you're
think
saying
about
is
it.
just-
No, it's science fiction, right? You
Yes,
could just take something
buddy,
there,
buddy.
take it to our world,
I'm telling
fix
you,
the weather,
no,
kill the Kamazot's.
Kamazotz is already dead.
Did you not listen to me? He's dead. He's the one that controls the weather. What do you make? Why is it him not dying? Not kill the weather?
Because
I'm running out of words because you're mad at me. You interrupted me several
I'm not
times.
mad at you. I'm trying to correct you of your.
But think about it.
because you obviously
He messed
haven't-
up the weather.
You
Fix it.
obviously haven't paid attention to it.
I don't read the comics. I watch the films.
And
There's
you
no
haven't done your research on the novelizations either.
I don't want to read the novelizations. I'm with tasks
And that's
on films only.
And that's what makes this difficult to explain.
But
to
like,
you.
still, okay, fine. Explain to me why can't
Because
they
that
kill? Why
storm-
can't? Hold on. Let me finish what I'm trying to ask Kiefer. Why can't they kill the storm that Kamazotz started? If you kill the thing that starts the storm, wouldn't the storm be gone? Why is it permanently there now?
No. Because for one thing, the storm existed. It surrounded Skull Island long before Kamazotz got there.
Then why didn't they explain that in Kong Skull Island or something? I don't know.
They did.
Stop shouting! I'm not even shouting. I'm not even.
They explained it.
fine.
They explained it in both the movie and in the novelization that Skull Island is a mysterious island that is surrounded by a wall of storms.
Yeah. But how did the storms get worse to the point?
The storm got worse and came inland because Kamazotz flew to Skull Island and came there to make it his home.
You made it sound like he controlled the storms.
No, he can control storms.
Oh, Zero Zero Connection showed up. Hey, sup? What are you guys doing?
Hey, Zero.
We're arguing about Godzilla.
We're talking.
Lore.
We're discussing Godzilla lore, talking about Godzilla movies, and discussing
I'm just
the
saying.
future of the multiverse.
Oh,
But this
we okay, hold on. And by the way, the previous stream cut short, so this is the
this
second part of the stream.
the second half. This ignoramus does not know his lore.
Okay, so why I didn't read the comics and I didn't read the novelization because I decided
1998 and the 2014. 1998 Godzilla. That is the
it's
most.
not relevant.
Shush. It is definitely popular among American audiences. So at the 2014 Godzilla. Unfortunately, I have to inform you, Zero, that the 1998 Godzilla movie is no longer a canonical Godzilla movie because the Toho studios over in
What do you mean?
Japan, because they, Toho, if you remember, they bought the rights to that Godzilla, rebranded it, renamed him Zilla, and then they,
Oh, you're talking about the New York version?
yeah, that the
Oh.
1998 Godzilla. He's no longer canon as Godzilla. He is
I
now
forgot. I forgot.
canonically Zilla, and Toho literally bought the rights to him just so that their Godzilla, the true Godzilla, could murder it on the big screen in
There's gonna be a
2004.
bunch of stubborn jerks
But the
that are gonna
2004
say, but the title of the movie, and because of the fact that it's still being published as
I do
as Godzilla,
understand.
it would still be Godzilla. It's
I do understand that it was kind of petty for Toho to do that, but come on, man. They made Godzilla, and then all of a sudden, the people over in America decide to make their own Godzilla. Yeah, Toho's gonna
be a
Toho's.
bit
They're not gonna be. They're
picky.
they're going to be a little petty and be like, "Nah, Godzilla's ours.
Well, no,
We
I think
made him first.
no, I think I feel
Your
like
movie sucked, therefore I shall buy your rights and kill your Godzilla using my Godzilla because of how bad I felt."
well, yeah, sort of. It would.
It was
Here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say. No, the New York Godzilla film, it suffers a lot of the same, if not similar, problems that Godzilla 2014 has. Minus there's a new threat at the end of the film.
I think the problem, Zero, if I may, I think the problem with the 1998 New York Godzilla was that
Well,
it
see,
was so disconnected from the usual Godzilla. It looked like it pretty much just looked like an irradiated iguana, which was the that was his origin story. Because if you look back to 1998's Godzilla, the origin story for that Godzilla was that an iguana on one of the islands got hit by the atomic blast from all the nuclear testing and became that giant iguana.
but here's something that's interesting about
let
that.
me finish. Let me finish.
Okay.
But everyone else knows Godzilla to be like either this irradiated ancient being empowered by the atomic bomb and the hydrogen bomb. Everyone just can't imagine Godzilla being just some giant, heavily mutated iguana. They can't. Not many people can get behind that idea. Now, the 1998 movie, it was cool. It was interesting to see that iteration of a Godzilla wandering around New York and destroying things. But he quickly became a meme because of all the fish stuff and whatnot, and the fact that man-made weaponry was hurting him. And every other Godzilla movie out there, missiles just basically did nothing to Godzilla. He didn't even care whenever a missile hit him. But the 1998 Godzilla gets stuck on a bridge and gets shot in the side 4 times by airplane missiles and dies.
It doesn't even.
And he does. Yeah, that's another thing. He doesn't breathe his usual atomic fire.
The thing is, he technically what actually happened in that scene, there was gas in the tunnel, and when he breathed,
Roland Emmerich. I don't know who Roland Emmerich is. I'm sorry.
I'll Google it. But here's what I say. It somehow knew that by lighting the gas,
he directed Godzilla 98. Oh, right. I thought it was someone else. Thanks for letting us know that, Zero. appreciated. I completely forgotten.
Well, here's something interesting about the '98 film I wanted to say. It was both Godzilla and that film, from what I've been told, or originally not what I've been told, I did some research on the film. I think
Sure.
I can remember, but I saw this video about the Godzilla films,
Sure. Sure.
and so. Though both Godzilla and the '98 film were actually both based off a New York film, monster film of a was it plesiosaur?
No.
Or no, not plesiosaur, a Plotosaurus, a long-necked creature that rose from
A
the
potosaurus.
Apatosaurus that rose from the ocean.
I know the film you're talking
It started wreaking
about.
havoc, but it only showed up near the end of the film. Or not near towards the end of the film.
We
It only
got
showed
two
up.
people. We got two people on
No,
chat.
it's just two. No, it's just
Two
chat
people,
rate.
Two people watching.
No, chat rate two.
Two people are watching.
Concurrent viewers though says one.
Concurrent.
Chat rate will go up if he talks a bunch. If he types in a lot of stuff. But no. He rose up, and then I think sometime near the end of the film, the monster. There was another threat that happened, and then both monsters fight each other or something like that.
Yeah.
And then
the other monster, I
and-
believe, was a T-Rex. Like a T-Rex and an Apatosaurus
Yeah.
battle each
Anyways,
other.
both of those films were all of Godzilla films and were actually based off of that American New York film, which is kind of paying tribute to
And
where
of course,
the original
that
Godzilla film, Roses from the Water,
the 1954
starts
was
wreaking havoc.
Eventually gave rise to monster films like Gamera.
And then, of course, '98 rises from the waters, and then there's a new threat, which is the babies, the Velociraptor things.
Yeah, the Velociraptor things.
Coining the name, the Velociraptor things.
the baby iguanas.
The giant baby iguanas.
I will say this much: Toho made Godzilla who Godzilla is, and for I guess when America first attempted to make
2014 also pays tribute to all of those films. Sorry.
when Toho first made Godzilla,
Okay.
it was it was essentially their product. So when America tried to make their own version, of course, Toho's going to be very picky about, what monster carries the name Godzilla.
But going back to what we were initially talking about, Godzilla, the MonsterVerse, Super Godzilla. The bit of spoilers.
2014.
Zero can I forgot to give the spoiler warning for both the beginning of this episode and the both beginning of this stream and the previous stream, but the thumbnail would have told you that. Well, not this thumbnail, unfortunately. I'll fix I'll edit the stream later.
2014's Godzilla, which was America doing Godzilla right. Sorry to all the 19. Not surprising, they forced Hurricane touchdown onto Saban. I'm not surprised that they would be strict on Godzilla. Huh. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Well, think of it like that. Toho is a protective parent.
Digimon.
Digimon. Okay. Well, think of it like this. Toho is like the protective parent. They can't.
Toho.
Yeah. They can't just give Godzilla's name to just any creature that shows up on film.
Oh wait,
I'm getting them confused with Toei and America.
Yes, Goku and Godzilla fought
Toei and Toho are two totally different studios. Yeah. Yeah, let's try not to get that mixed up. Zero.
Anyways,
But
Back to legendary films,
yeah,
Godzilla.
back to legendary films. The 2014 adaptation that America made for Godzilla, they actually went to Toho and got the licensing from Toho directly. So they had permission to make a Godzilla film in America that time, unlike the 1998 film where they supposedly got permission to make a Godzilla film. Um, I think they did technically get permission, but then, people were so displeased by this iguana looking thing calling itself Godzilla that Toho was just like, that's not our boy. Look how they massacred our boy.
But the TV show was great. Anyways,
And
enough.
the animated series did do 1998's Godzilla justice, but I digress from that.
Enough
So
of that.
2014 brought Godzilla back with proper licensing and proper homage to Godzilla's origin.
It still did iffy. It still did iffy, but it did better.
Well, it did better, and they made Godzilla appear to be more like a godlike being, not just some irradiated iguana. They made him appear as a primordial creature that existed within the earth long before the dinosaurs even showed up, a titan.
Yeah.
And that was Godzilla's origins.
But
and 2014 even goes so far as to give this new Godzilla a threat in the form of mutos, parasites who feed off of Godzilla.
See you, Zero Connect. We'll connect with you later.
Yeah. See you later, Zero.
Pun unintended with your name.
Enjoy. Have a good night or day or whatever time zone you're in right now.
It's probably night, friend. Assuming. Anyways, but yeah, no. Going back to like the current legendary
Returning
films.
to the current legendary films.
We might do a part 3 or
maybe.
Wow, my nose.
But yeah, it all started with 2014. But returning to the current state of affairs with Monster versus Godzilla. With the new empire, they were obviously going for a Showa era style type of film.
I don't like how they skipped the baby Mothras, the baby Mothra for the lava state for Martha. They just
I understand why
magical aura go.
I understand why they did that. They probably didn't have the time to do that, considering Kong, the Scar King, and his forces were moving now, and Mothra just didn't have the time, so she fed off the radiation coming from the crystals and accelerated her rebirth, kind of like a phoenix. Or she resurrected herself based on how she was before King Ghidorah blew her up.
Why would you even show us the egg, but not utilize the egg later on? I just feel like that was a bit rushed. That was my only like major complaint about it, was like how they handled Mothra. And personally, I actually kind of wanted that Mothra. I don't know. I'm kind of torn. I kind of feel like maybe Mothra should not have been in this film whatsoever. But then,
a lot of people did say that their favorite part of the film.
Oh, don't get me wrong.
Was when Mothra.
One of my favorite parts.
I actually went to see this film in theaters with a good friend of mine, and she said her favorite part of the film was when Mothra appeared.
I personally feel like.
She didn't tell me why. She just said because she was pretty and that she loved Mothra and that she looks. So
I think she's pretty too, but like that's not the only reason why I like Mothra. I like Mothra because she has she just has like she's a monster with magic, and that seems like
She's a
Interesting.
magical. She's a
Magical
mystical.
she's a
She's a mystical
mystery.
ambassador.
No.
An air of mystery.
Well, no, she does feel like a little bit.
Mystery.
Well, I also like to play around the idea like she's the queen of the monsters.
She
Yeah.
is the queen of the monsters, but she's also an ambassador between the monsters. A monster that even Godzilla respects.
Respect you.
Basically, when it comes down to
the whole
it,
fandom is like,
Godzilla's
yes,
basically
my
like,
queen.
Godzilla's basically like, I swear to God, I'm gonna kill the next monster I see. Mothra shut up. Hey Godzilla. Oh hi Mothra, how you doing? Kong like singing in the background like, shut the fuck up, you monkey. Alright, well.
So, we could like go on and on.
We could go on and on, but
For this.
literally, I didn't really have many problems with the new Empire. Godzilla and Kong. It was a solid 9 out of 10 for me. It was just that enjoyable.
10 out of 10.
I had fun with it.
10 out of 10 for -1 for me, in my opinion. They had a train that all of a sudden bumps it from a 9 out of 10, which I was originally going to give the film, but they had a train scene in it, and I was like, automatically 1+.
This one was definitely a 10 out of 10 for me as well. Originally, both Godzilla films were 10 out of 10 for me.
Are you gonna fall down? It looked like it was gonna fall down and impale me with the sword.
But I did dock 1 point from the new Empire simply because there were a few pacing errors.
Oh yeah, there were some pacing errors, and I feel like they were playing around with like themes too much.
Not
like,
really.
Was it going to be scary? Was it going to be adventurous? Was it? I feel like that was
I don't know
the
what you're talking about there.
Because, no, again, it feels like there were some parts of the movie where was it going to be serious? Was it going to be?
For me, what I'm saying is that there were a few pacing errors in my, from my point of view. But other than that, I think that
I finally liked the humans.
The humans were enjoyable characters.
The only problem is that, like, the only problem that I personally have is for the monster movies, they usually are like, oh, hey, this named character or this main character, or not this main character, but this named character, right? It really lacked in the idea of like character deaths. Even in the show era, there were characters that died, right? Whether they be good guys or bad guys, right? It didn't feel like there was enough of that. And you're like, oh, this fat guy, he died. It feels like that also feels like it's a trope, like the word, like, oh, the fat guy gets eaten by the most randomest way possible.
Not by a tree.
Oh no, a tree. And then you have the scaredy cat guy who's like, ah.
And people actually enjoyed him.
I know, I personally like him. There's a lot of people who apparently didn't like him. I'm like, why? Is it because he's black? No. Is it? It's probably because he's a little bit annoying.
To each their own. Not everybody had to like him.
And I can understand. There's some characters that come off annoying, and the mom character, I feel like there was not enough scenes for her to be like there's also like the girl who like she didn't feel like she was fully developed in this film for the story's arc or whatever they were going for.
Maybe.
Yeah, and the guy just kind of the weird I could fix things for Kong. I'm the dentist. Yeah, Trapper. He also felt like he was kind of like out of place in a way.
I don't know. A lot of people loved him.
A little too goofy, not goopy.
A lot of people liked his character because he brought a little humor.
But I'm trying to,
and to me, he felt like he was in place in the film.
Maybe, probably.
Maybe it's just you.
No, I like him. I like all the characters, but I'm trying to like remember why people didn't like the human characters in this film. But I do feel like a lot of people are warming up to the human characters
I
now
don't think
I feel
that
like
many people dislike the human characters in this.
because like my problem with Monarch Monsters of Legacy
Legacy of Monsters.
Monarch Legacy of Monsters was that it feel like it was too focused on the humans, and I was starting to get annoyed by
they were focusing on the
younger
legacy.
adults.
They were
The younger
focusing on the legacy of Monarch and how Monarch got started.
I understand that, but like
Season 2 is going to have more of a focus.
I feel like I was actually more attached to the characters of the past versus the characters of the present.
Most people were.
And I really didn't like any of the characters that were the present, except for the young lad, the son of the
I forgot his name too, but
that's unfortunate. I forgot his name, but like the Japanese guy.
I definitely did like.
Yeah, he was.
Colonel Lee Shaw. I
don't like his older self. I feel like they were playing.
No, I like.
I feel like they were trying to lean towards him being antagonistic, but then they changed their minds for some reason.
No, they were trying.
It did feel like they were kind of leaning towards like, oh, he's antagonistic, and then oh, he's not antagonistic. He's just old fashioned, whatever whatever that means.
Well, that's your opinion.
But
let's try not to shove it down their throat.
I'm not shoving it down their throats. I'm just saying
you are kind of.
No,
I'm shoving it down my throat.
Well, then maybe you should be.
Maybe I will.
I'm kidding. Anyways, no. But I feel like I like they're enjoyable, but like I feel like some of them I just don't like, and just like, are you trying to get me to like them or not like them? I'm confused here.
Well, they had their own direction they were going.
And I understand that the series was about Monarch, but I feel like
a lot of people did hate May's character, but I mean,
oh my god, I don't wait. Which one was May?
She with the
black one or the Japanese girl?
You can't say that.
The Japanese girl or the African American girl? A woman. Don't know. Young adult.
The woman with the long braided hair.
Oh, I almost forgot. There's also the older Japanese woman from the old timeline. But like the braid. Okay, so the young woman with the braided hair.
Yeah, May.
The African American.
The one with the debt. The one who had the debt with that company.
She's fine.
A lot of people hated her character. I myself found her to be kind of annoying. I didn't hate her.
She's just off-putting a little bit, but I don't like her. I don't like the sister, the half.
You don't like the main character.
See, I don't like main characters that like put down others. That she kind of put down her brother a couple times, and just.
To be fair, everyone
she was kind of a jerk.
Everyone,
I didn't like her.
I mean, yes, she was a jerk at times, but to be fair,
and she's just kind of.
Everyone put her down as well.
I know, but like everyone was a jerk to her.
Everyone was a jerk to
everybody.
Everyone was a jerk to
everyone. The cast is just full of jerks, and I don't like any of them except for Lee Shaw, who's kind of a jerk. But I feel like that was more forced because. Here's the thing. I feel like Shaw being a jerk, an old man jerk, like, I'm an old man, I'm grumpy. I feel like that was more forced or accidental because they were so focused on making all these jerk characters. And so I just don't like them. I don't like any of them except for when they were young. I hate everyone here. No, I kid. But like, they're so hard. It's so hard to get attached to the characters when the only guy I liked, what was his name? Nick? The scientist guy, the guy with the beard.
Yeah.
That was the only guy. What's his name? Nick?
I think so.
Yeah, I really liked him. He was only kind of a jerk because he was bad at lying and bad at being, I'm a secret organization guy. Here's my lies. Please believe me. Please believe me that you're not in danger. and I won't put you in danger, but for some reason I will threaten you.
But of
But
course,
I don't like him. Okay,
let's
no, I
not
don't
forget. Let's not forget.
I like him, but I don't like
two-
him. He's
the
such an
two
idiot.
main
I love him.
The two main attractions at the show were Godzilla and the Ion
And
Dragon.
then there was his boss. For some reason, she's just kind of unlikable, but like, there's also nothing there. She just feels like
nothing
cardboard.
burger.
She just feels like she's cardboard.
She's a nothing burger.
Yeah, and I kind of wanted to like the characters there, but then they're just kind of just talking, and the monster. There were monsters, but like I feel like there was not much of exploration unless it was in the previous scenes. I like the previous timeline more, like where they explained more of the past of Monarch.
Sure.
But what do you think? Do you like the past Monarch or the present Monarch
I
or the future Monarch, which was at the end of the show?
I definitely did like the past telling of Monarch better because it set everything up for Monarch. It explained the beginning of Monarch. It explained the beginning of 2014's Godzilla when he showed up to get that bomb and then they nuked him in the face.
It really felt like them,
and then they found
chasing
out,
around
God,
nothing.
They didn't kill it.
It really felt like they were chasing around a bunch of nothing, and then kind of. I understand they were trying to find their father, but then for some reason they go after Godzilla. But I understand like they were trying to go after Godzilla to find their father because the father was looking for Godzilla. But then it just didn't make me follow with them, if that makes sense. I didn't want it. I wanted to spend more time in the past than I wanted to spend time in the present, and so it was just boring. There, I'll say it was boring. But the monsters were good.
The present timeline was definitely boring, but seeing the Ion Dragon was definitely.
And the whole entire time he could have escaped while he was old and at that place.
He had nothing. He had nothing to. He had no purpose.
I don't know. If the Mewtwo's attacked, I would have left.
Well, to be fair, if Godzilla, showed up in that time period, and you were like at the retirement home at that time, and you wanted to do something, but you had no means of doing it, you could leave at any time, but you wouldn't know what to do after you left.
Well, here's another thing. He could have just left and had a new life.
They gave him a purpose. They gave him a reason to leave. They gave him a goal to set his sights on.
I just don't. I don't know.
Stay in one place for a certain amount of time, you lose sight of what it is you wanted to do. He became complacent.
I don't know. I would not have become complacent. I would have at least left a long time ago.
It's easy for you. You've never sat in one place for over 10 years.
I'm sitting here over 10 years, but I've not.
But you've never liked.
But like I have not had it. But the thing is, I never had a. But like, I guess I have never had a goal. Yeah. But the problem is, he technically did had a goal, and that was to see if he could find someone to help him do more research.
He had no one to turn to yet.
He could have at least looked. He could have at least escaped, gone into hiding real quick.
They did say he did make multiple escape attempts. They did say he did make several attempts. So maybe he did gain information before.
I don't know. It just seems so easy for him to escape now that he's older.
He had more people, helping him out, though.
I don't know. He could have said something to the other people that were also being killed there. And like,
what would they have done? They were
we
actually
don't. But
old.
here's the thing: we don't know because they didn't explore that. They didn't explore why they didn't
gonna
help him.
explore a bunch of old people breaking out of a retirement.
It's called the Legacy of Monarch. You explore the legacy of Monarch.
It's called Monarch Legacy of Monsters.
Yeah, but it was about
not Legacy
the
of
show.
Old Guys.
No, but the show was about them. It was about the people that run Monarch.
And those
They
old
could have at least
men were not part of Monarch.
He could have reeled them in.
They wouldn't have believed them. Their minds were already gone.
They weren't that old.
Those people were actually old people whose minds had gone senile. They
Not
were in a
necessarily.
retirement home.
We don't know that. They didn't bother.
We didn't know that.
We didn't bother exploring that. At least they had time to at least explore that. Instead, they had this weird B plot with May, and I understand the B plot with May was to explain that the evil company that makes Mechagodzilla. But like, this is called Monarch Legacy of Monsters, not Evil Company Legacy of Mechagodzilla. I'm just saying that, like, I feel like there was so much time dedicated to the wrong things that if you probably trim some of the wrong some things out. I don't know. I'm not the writer of the story. Like, still,
you're damn right. You're not the writer.
But like, I feel like
shut up.
No, I'm criticizing the show. The shows can be criticized. This is the Random Fandom. We can criticize.
I know we're here to criticize.
So why aren't you
respectfully?
But I feel like
you're ranting.
No, I feel like you could have at least dedicated more to Lee Shaw. Why didn't he escape? Why didn't you at least show us his at least some failed attempts? Like, I don't know. It just feels like
there were a lot of missed opportunities.
Missed opportunities. Thank you.
And Legacy of Monsters, but I'm not going to like throw a big cahoot over.
I'm not throwing a big cahoot.
Could have been.
I'm just. This is the stream of Godzilla. So we talk about all things of Godzilla.
Well, what's done is done.
I know.
We're not here to talk about what Godzilla could have been. We're talking about what they are. What they've done with Godzilla and what might come of Godzilla in the future.
Well then, I guess we could circle back to Godzilla -1, but that was 40 minutes. We covered 40 minutes of that. We covered 20 minutes of Legacy of Monarch and other content of Godzilla. And Godzilla, but this is not necessarily just those two Godzillas. We continue.
I feel like we were trying to cover mostly -1 and
I know what the thumbnail says. I know what the thumbnail says, but that was just the thumbnail. I was trying to,
but I feel like those were the two most important pieces of media to date to cover.
Yeah.
Other than discussing, the possibility of what new movie. The upcoming film might.
But I also feel like we could also probably dedicate to talking because of the missed opportunities of this show
or this. Not talk about missed opportunities. Or not just the missed opportunities. I'd rather talk about what.
But do you think they will play around? Well, look, here's another question they have yet to answer in the MonsterVerse or -1. Infants. What would the infant look like? What would Godzilla infant not look like? But how would they explore Junior Godzilla? I'm actually now asking the question: when will we get a baby Godzilla?
You want me to answer it or not? Shut up.
Sorry.
God. I mean, if we've got anything to go off of with Zuko,
Zuko and Godzilla becomes the new ship.
No, I mean, if we've got anything to work off with Zuko, he's basically a mini Kong.
Oh, Zuko. Oh, I thought you meant the Oh God, no! Oh no! What have I said there? No, I meant the Shimo.
Shimo definitely does look like she could be a subspecies of Godzilla.
Shimo Godzilla ship.
No, but I was saying if Suko is anything to work off of, then the Godzilla species probably look like miniature Godzillas. But I digress because they did give us slapstick comedy of Kong throwing the child around.
Beat the child. Beat the child.
I'm gonna hit you over the head with the child.
It's not child abuse if I'm abusing you with the child.
We here at Team 4-Star do not condone.
No, Random Fandom. Here at the Random Fandom, we do not condemn child
We
abuse.
over in the Random Fandom do not condone child abuse. We do,
But
however, find it hilarious.
it's hilarious.
We've definitely come to a dark place.
Not dark enough. How about Godzilla versus Destroyer? Destroyer Part 2. Kong's burned empire. Kong, I just built an empire. You destroyed my new home by inviting Destroyer over. I was trying to fight him, Kong. He made me fight you.
Kong's like, took everything from me, Destroyer. I don't even know who you are. What do you mean, nah?
Godzilla's like, I'm sorry, Godzilla. I'm sorry, me. I'm sorry, me. I'm sorry, Kong. I didn't mean.
Mothra and Godzilla are just watching this in the background, munching on popcorn.
No, he's fighting. No, this is what happened. No, this is how it happened. Godzilla actually brought Destroyer downstairs to the basement.
It brought him to the basement to abuse the monkey. Right? There's a civilization of monkeys downstairs. Fight them first. Then you can kill the surface world. Okay.
No.
That's the riot. Okay.
No. Here's the plot.
Oxygen destroyer, right?
No. Here's the plot.
Like Super Boo content. Like takes a page out of Super Boo's book. Like just fires an oxygen destroyer in all directions.
No, here's the plot.
There, I killed all apes in the Hollow Earth.
No, here's the plot.
Now will you fight me?
No, here's the plot. Here's even the title. Godzilla destroy all monsters, right? Okay. And so hold on.
We don't know if that's gonna be the next title or not.
Hold on. No, hear me out, chat.
There is no chat.
No, there will be. No, I like the comment section. Hear me out. And plus, it's a comment saying.
Hear us out. Comment section.
Yeah. So Mothra is like tells Godzilla, "I'm sorry, Godzilla, you cannot kill Kong." And so Godzilla is like, "Okay,
sorry, little one."
And so Godzilla's like, "Okay, so if I can't kill Kong, then I'll summon Satan." He starts using his.
I can't kill Kong, but someone else could do it for me.
No, he summons Satan. And so he's like, he grabs his tail. He just like draws a pentagon.
No.
He draws a pentagon, and he summons Destroyer from hell.
Even worse. Wendy, even worse.
Destroyer starts kicking Godzilla's ass. Holy shit!
No. Even funnier. Like Godzilla one day is just contemplating going to the Hollow Earth, beating Kong's ass. Mothra appears on one side of his shoulder. Batra appears. Like Mothra's like
ego, super ego.
You can't kill that monkey, Kong. And Batra's like, what are you talking about? Kill the monkey. Don't kill the monkey. I don't want to make Mothra sad, but at the same time, Batra's spitting facts. How about this? I won't kill the monkey. I'll get someone else to do it for me.
And then Mothra's like,
that's right. Yeah, bet the both worlds.
No, it's fine. Here's another.
Then he draws the pentagon. Like batch. Like,
he uses the purple.
No,
he uses
no,
what's
no.
left of his magenta energy.
No,
He's
no,
like
no, no, no.
ice, and all of a sudden
No,
he's like
he
glowing.
doesn't. No, he doesn't.
He's wearing a hood.
Batra's the magic one. You know, because Mothra and Batra. He gets Batra to draw the magic circle. Summon.
Ice.
Summon the Thoriah.
I summoned a star eye. And then Batra has like a Batra, Godzilla, and Rodan are like wearing black hoods.
And Mothra gets over here and they're priest.
She's like covering her eyes with her like her antennas, and she's like. And then, no. Here's what actually.
And then Rodan just can be like, why don't we
I feel like
just
the next
drop him in all ours?
No. Here. No, actually, I just realized something. Here's what the next film is gonna open up to. Okay.
Okay.
The humans are no longer studying. No. Humans are still studying Kong and his adopted son, Atreus.
Boy, home.
But at the same time, Mothra
Hear
is
me, boy. We are going hunting.
Mothra.
Well, what are we hunting? We are hunting deer. In the direction of what? In the direction of deer.
There's like a giant deer monster.
Boy, no.
Anyways, okay, so no, he's raising the small ape, and he's Suko, and he's also learning the ways of the empire, the apes and the whatever.
The way.
He's learning how to be more of a hollow earthian.
Let's get down to business.
Right. What it means to lead the clan or whatever. But at the same time, Mothra is laying eggs. Mothra is laying the 2 Mothra eggs. And at the same time, Godzilla is...
No justice.
Don't bang the thing too much, it will cut the connection off.
No justice.
Anyways, Godzilla at the same time is with Shimo. Just no.
Shimo's down there with she's the war horse.
No, okay, I'm just kidding. No, Godzilla has emergency protocol asexual reproduction baby. New mini Godzilla, what it's called. Right. He's asexual throughout throughout the original lore, he's asexual, right? And so he produces his own children, right?
We don't know if Godzilla is asexual in this.
But let's say he
all
is.
All we know is that he at the left of his.
Well, hold on. He's adapting. So what if he eats Mothra to adapt? Just kidding. She's asexual.
But she's confirmed the queen of the monsters.
I'm just kidding. No.
Would he ever actually eat his wife?
No, okay, fine.
I mean, that's his waifu right there.
Sorry, wife, you're dead. Anyways,
waifu.
Okay, no. Here's what ends up happening.
Comment section, real quick. Would you ever eat your waifu? And I don't mean in any other way, but eat. Like, would you consume your wife?
That still sounds bad.
Would you? All right, fine.
Barbecue
would
Hannibal Lecter.
Would you cook your wife?
He's not cooking. Don't set in the kitchen. Okay, no. Let's say he somehow adapts
and eats your wife.
Hannibal Lecter. No. He eats a monster that can asexually reproduce, right? And then he asexually reproduces new big Godzilla.
We don't know that's how the.
No, wait. What if he asexually reproduces 2 Godzillas? Mini Zillas? Because so far they could do something new. Think about it. This entire time we had
don't know.
No, we had the Godzilla.
At this point,
the New York Zilla film had multiple babies.
Yes, I'm aware.
And then had only one survivor, one for the TV show.
the
right? And then
animated series.
but in the main Godzilla show, the old Godzilla canon, the timeline of the Toho
there was
Godzilla
only one
timeline,
child.
there's usually only one child, and he reproduces asexually. But what if they break the mold and have two
Well,
Godzilla eggs?
if you want to break the mold,
So
why
unfortunately, they would
if you
have
want to
to.
break the mold like that, why settle for Godzilla being asexual when you could reveal that, ta-da, there's another Godzilla
There's
he
also
could
another
mate
path.
with?
There's also another path for doing
Like,
that.
what if like Kong found others of his kind? What if Godzilla found a female of his kind that he could mate
I'm
with?
just saying.
Like, give my boy
I
like
do
some
want to
romance.
have this. I also still do want to have the destroy strategy for
This is
Godzilla.
going to be awkward for Mothra, though. This is going to be awkward at the
She'll
dinner
take
table.
care of the new babies.
So
And then
she's basically the godmother.
Yeah, and then the new Mothras will date the new Godzillas.
This is going to be so awkward
Thanksgiving
around
dinner.
the
Thanksgiving.
around
This
the
end of the table is
monster.
my
dinner.
wife Mothra and her two children, the Mothra. I'm tired of calling them Mothras.
Godzilla's like at the head of the table. Like, I'm thankful for my wife.
And my other wife.
No, it's like, I'm thankful for my wife and her children. I'm thankful for my waifu and her children.
My second, no, but I'm thankful for my first wife and my second wife, and for my boyfriend and his wife. I'm joking about that.
Thank God.
There's a joke that like there's another ship where like Kong and but that's a crack ship.
No,
that's a crack ship. That like Kong and Godzilla.
If anything,
Kong and Godzilla.
If anything, Kong would be like at the kiddies table. Like Godzilla would purposely seat him at the children table, like, and yeah, I guess the estranged uncle is here. Let's give him a chair over at the kiddies table.
That'd be so funny if like they put Kong
like he just seated there. He's seated there with Rodan as a bib on.
Actually no, he would be the weird uncle. Kong would be the straight man uncle, or the not crazy uncle. There's the crazy uncle and the non-crazy uncle.
Yeah, but Godzilla hates him.
No, he tolerates him now. We can have that. We have that. No, it's Rodan who's the crazy uncle at the kids' table, making sure the kids. Wait, we need a Mothra and a Rodan movie now. Think of it. They don't. We need to have Rodan back in the film.
There was kind of like a timeline.
There would be
somewhat. I do remember there was once a timeline that had been posted.
There would be a nice Mothra movie.
I think
Mothra
it was about
Rodan.
a couple of years ago. Someone posted a timeline.
Someone posted
of like,
cringe.
Shut up.
Sorry.
Of what the possible feature of the Godzilla timelines would be like. Phase 1 was obviously 2014 Godzilla, Skull Island, King of the Monsters, and then Phase 2 was like Godzilla versus Kong, Godzilla and Kong: The New Empire, Godzilla King of the Monsters was also there. Then Monarch.
But regardless, I do feel like they could.
I think they did
make
plans
a Mothra
to make a Mothra film and a standalone.
How would you like just to watch a Mothra movie? Bring Rodan. Maybe
someone will have to look this up.
I don't want Rodan to be a villain.
Just shut up.
Sorry.
Someone will have to look this up in the comment section. Just look it up and remind me what that post was, because I know someone did post like this weird timeline of like the monster versus movies and project. It was a timeline post. I know that much. Someone's gonna have to remind me about it.
I'll probably remind you. Anyways, but no, but like what I would like there's so many things you could do with Rodan now that he's no longer under control of.
He's pretty much an anti-hero, so he'd be like he'd pretty much be
You
like
can
a
either
rogue.
put him
He's a
into.
rogue. He's a rogue kaiju.
You can either have a separate film about him, or have him as a B cop to Mothra. I don't think he would be an antagonist. It's really hard to make him an antagonist now.
He'd most likely be antagonistic towards humans.
I don't see him being an antagonist to Mothra though. Maybe, but I don't want to kill him off because like he's a legacy character.
It is possible he may get his own standalone film that would show like his
he's been doing
his
this entire
origin
time.
story.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Like not what he's been doing in between King and Mothra, but probably his origin story, like an origin story for Mothra and an origin story for Rodan.
Yeah. Oh, that would be cool. Actually, that would be the B cop movie right there. Why? What happened to them before?
Like how did Rodan get stuck in that volcano?
Yeah.
What events led to him becoming who he is? We know all about Godzilla. We know all about Kong. We barely.
Was it really personal between Mothra and King Rodan when that version of Mothra impaled Rodan? Because she didn't kill him.
He was literally trying to bite her head off,
but she didn't kill him. She had every opportunity to kill Rodan.
She did stab him with like, God, your queen orders it.
Yeah, but
burned the fuck up. And she was just like,
but
I'm on fire.
The stream's no longer on fire.
This stream has never once been on fire.
But anyways, I think we could probably discuss this in another in a real part 2, in a part 3 stream, I guess. Since the first one was unfortunately the worst stream ever of the. I'm sorry, I don't know what happened to the first half of the stream.
You happened.
Anyways, so now it's time to say goodbye.
It is time to say goodbye.
Goodbye, friends.
Goodbye. Time to say goodbye from the moon, the bear.
No.
Copyright.
No. I was gonna say from Mothra to Kong and the big Godzilla.
You ruined it. I hate you for it. I'm God.
Anyways,
enjoyed this video. Leave a like.
Share this video. Share this live stream.
Share this stream.
This dead stream now.
It helps us out.
Comment down below, please.
If you comment.
Talk about your favorite Godzilla stuff. We will definitely comment back.
Definitely should subscribe and hit the notification bell down there below the video.
Share, hit the bell to be notified.
It'll definitely help us out, and you'll be able to catch up on more of the Random Fandom. You won't miss a beat for future contents. And
well, you probably might miss a few beats.
You might miss a few beats, but I mean,
you won't miss a beat. You won't miss a beating of Shiko or the Smiley. What's his name? Zuko. You might miss a beating of him,
but
because I like that scene where he just tosses around like that.
Well, aside from that, we're gonna leave it there. So we'll tip our hats to y'all. And we'll see y'all in the next one.
Bye-bye. Oh, there was the camera. There we go.
I'm gone.
Bye.
Bye.